Wait, what? Hello everyone and welcome. This is the third stream for the Minigen project, and you may have seen that the intro has changed. Why? I mean, what has changed? Oh, okay. Things are changed. Let's go back to what we will show today. So a quick description of the project. So 2 weeks from now, we'll go to FOSDEM with other Jenkins people. So we'll have a booth, a tablecloth, and we'll be there to discuss with people about Jenkins, of course. And what I wanted to do is to have something to display on the table. And I thought of a multi-CPU architectured Jenkins instance with a minimal footprint. Minimal. It could be much smaller than that, but it is what it is. So here is where we are today. Kind of wonky, ugly, but we are progressing anyhow. All of these are draft prints, you know, not high quality, and my filament is kind of wet, I may say. So yeah, we've got the feet, we've got one torus, and we'll get, as you can see with these holes, we'll get other torus at different levels, so that it gets less wonky, and so that we can screw the board onto the torus. And on top of that, it's unfinished, but let me show you. My goal is to host a circular display with information from the Jenkins server. You know, maybe it won't be ready for FOSDEM, but at least that's the goal. Now, what could I say? Oh, yeah. Most of the time when I 3D print things for my board, I make some holes, a little bit smaller than the screws, then I use some tabs, like this one, and I just use them in the pre-made holes, and then when I come with the screws, it screws kind of easily. As long as you fill 100% the print around the hole, that kind of works. Yeah, it had proven being pretty efficient for me in the past years, but for this contraption, no, it didn't really work. Maybe because it's the heaviest one I've ever done, so that may be the reason why it did not work. So the first things I did was to screw some boards directly in the plastic after using the tap, but it was not working this time. I don't know if you will be able to see that, but I've even made some recess to host nuts so that the screw could go through it into the nut. But this time the screws are pretty small. Some of them are, I think this one is M2, and it's very difficult to find long enough M2 screws to go into the nut recess on the other side. So I was kind of stuck, so I talked to a good friend of mine who told me, well, you should definitely use insert. And I didn't want to, because it always worked without inserts for me, and it was, I don't know, a shortcoming. In fact, it's the other way around. Not using inserts is a shortcoming, and I shouldn't do that. So I tried my luck with inserts like this one, and what you're supposed to do, I'll take some bigger ones. You're supposed to hit them up with a soldering iron. And then you will melt the plastic, you know, and they will enter the plastic so that you will be able to use very smaller screws into your design. So I just printed, it's still hot. I just printed 2 small examples to show you the insertion, if it ever works. Okay. Wow, it's hot! Just kidding. Okay, I know it's not funny. The soldering iron hasn't been put. Have to put the plug in. Yeah, now it should be working. So we are aiming at 205 degrees. And we'll see if it works or not. So this time the soldering iron is hot, for real. You can maybe see the temperature, 205 degrees. So I'm using this Brussels plier. I don't know the name in English, in fact. In French it's pince Bruxelles. Brussels, not like the town, Brussels. Well, whatever. Anyhow, so I'm just using the Brussels plier, put it on here, and trying to see what I'm doing. Trying to stay vertical. Okay, it's going in. And when it's almost there, I will once more use the Brussels pliers and apply until they are flush with the surface. Okay, it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna shut it down. Electricity is kind of expensive these days. So here is the result. If the focus will come okay, we'll see. Not perfect, but well, you got the idea. Okay, it's still kind of hot. That's okay. Let's try to find screw then to screw it in. Where are my screws? There. So it's a one for M3, so let's take any M3. That should do the trick. Yeah, there we go. Oh, okay. It was not for M3, M2.5. Why? This guy can't even read correctly. You're fired. Is that what we call the demo effect? Okay, there we go. It goes in. Cool. So, I think I've proved my point. So now, I won't directly tap holes into plastic, I will use inserts. Even if it's, of course, more expensive. Got to do what you got to do. Now let's have a look at OpenSCAD. You know, the software that I use for the board to design the brackets, harness, you name it. So here it is, I will unbox it. I hope that's the Pine Power, because I ordered way too many things lately, and it would be a shame it that would be something else. Pine 64, I'm sorry if I failed. But I think that's the one. And why would I need a Pine Power, by the way? You've seen I have 4 SBCs on the same harness and that I want to power, and I could use 4 phone chargers, for example, or I could have somebody design a power supply unit which would really be fine with my use case, but no. I don't know why I hadn't thought of it beforehand, because I knew about the Pine 64 Pine Power desktop, not desktop. There was a typo. But it didn't click in my head, you know, don't know why. But the other day, after reading a tweet of, I can't remember who we were, I said, hey, of course, I will use the Pine Power. That totally makes sense. So we'll discover together what it looks like. Okay, that's a strange box, Pine 64. It's cool. Oh, okay. Nice. Ow. Would you please come with me? Come on, come on, come on! Okay, there it comes. Okay, here is the beauty. So, what do we have? We have one PD 65 watt that I will use to power the NanoPi R5S because it supports USB-C PD, so I will use a USB-C to USB-C cable. Then I have 5 volt 3 amps USB-A that I will use to power up the other boards. And the last one is QC 3.0. I should have a look at the documentation to see what it is all about, because I already forgot just about everything regarding this board. So time64.org. Let's see. Go with my use case. Now, I hope we have the right cable. Yep. That's great. Oh, it's... okay, I can't show it all, but it's kind of small. So I don't know if that will be enough to keep it on my desktop. We'll see. That's not the main goal. So, the unboxing is done. Now, we will tackle with one of these boards. So, which one should we start with? I could start with the server. That would be kind of easy, but I haven't chosen yet which distribution I will run on this one. There are two of them supplied by NanoPi, but I don't know them. One is OpenWRT because it's a router of some sort, and one of them is called Friendly something, but you know, I love using Arbian, and even if it's a CSC, which means Community Support something, it's not an official support from Arbian, so that may not work at all. For this one, you know, H616, I have all the boards which support the same sock, and it's been a pain in the neck to get it to work. It's because Allwinner didn't help with the mainlining as far as I understood. So it's still experimental, you know, so I will try to get it to work later on, but once more, it won't work with Arbian. I will try what MangoPi supplies, but I don't know if that will work. Speaking of the last one, which is not there, you know, only the answer to the board is not yet there. The thing is, it has nothing to connect to, no Ethernet, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. In fact, all is on the board, but I have to solder some things, so I can't use it for the time being. Which leaves us with just this one, which is a MangoPi MQ Pro. And I already have one which is working with Java, Jenkins, everything. You know, that's not a proof, but here is the HDMI output of the board, which is currently running, you know. It is this one, the pink one, it's already running. So I think that could work. same model once more. So I try my luck with this one once more. The board which is running a version of an experimental version, once more, a CSC version of Armbian, which I got last December, I think. And I've seen today that we have another version, so I don't know if it works or not, but it's an updated version. So first of all, we'll find an SD card. So this is an Amazon Basic 64GB SD card. Thank you, Brett DK, for your test. So I know that these Amazon Basics are working pretty good with this board, because yes, Brett also got this board. So I'm now inserting. Oh, it's new. It's kind of difficult to insert. And desktop. Now, I should put it in the right board. Okay. And on the right side. 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 Okay. And on the right side destroy anything. Come on. Of course, in a VAC USB there are 3 sides. There we go. It's in. Now let me find something to power it up. And there aren't many LEDs, you know, there are supposed to be just one green LED, so we won't know for sure if it works or not. I will start with, come with me. I will start with, okay, so we've got green, which doesn't mean much, but you know. So we'll let it boot for some time. So the first boot is kind of slow. It's doing a lot of chores, like for example, resizing the partitions to use the whole SD card. And yeah, that's not a bad idea. I could also, come with me, put the HDMI in it, because you never know. It could, ouch, tell us some things. No signal first time here. Let's wait a little. Okay, now I will plug the USB-C hub. Is it showing anything? Not yet. No. Something showed up, then disappeared. Okay. And now, that will maybe be the end of the stream. I removed my Ethernet and put Ethernet